Okay, it's real windy out here. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me or not. I just picked this up. I'm up by Glen Hill this way. It was listed as a 76 250 YZ, but the serial number indicates that it's a 75 250B MX. But it's got either YZ or IT forks on it, because the 75 MX didn't have leading axle forks. Somebody went nuts with blue paint and painted everything. They even painted the fork stanchions that look alike blue anodization, anodized stuff. The same thing on the rims. The spokes are painted. The motor's painted. I kicked it over. It sounds like the piston is real rough and I get it home. Hey everybody, I got the bike home. It's right here. Can't really see too good, kind of dark, standing going from the shade to the sun, but that's it. Gonna put the camera right here and let's get this thing unloaded. Looking at it earlier, I stopped at my niece's house to show my nephew and my grandnephew the bike, and I was looking at it and I noticed that the coil, the guy that I got the bike from said that it has no spark. Well, the coil that's on it is the wrong coil, so that's probably the reason why there's no spark. It's got a spade connector for the hot wire on the coil, but the stock wiring has a bullet connector. So that's one reason why there's no spark. Now what I'm going to do, once I get everything unloaded here, I will go ahead and I'll pull the coil off of my IT400 because it's a CDI, the same as this, and I'll put it on here. Then we will check it for spark. Yeah, this does not have the correct, well, that's tight. It does not have the correct front end on it either. I don't know what this front end's off of. It looks like it might be either a YZ or an IT, but it's definitely not 1975 forks. All right, let me park this in the garage and I'll set the camera back up. Okay, well, got it in the garage. I set the seat on it. There is just so much wrong with this bike. It looks like they took that spray-on anodize, sprayed the forks, the wheels, the engine's painted, the Kickstarter's painted. It's got modern YZ fenders on it, and it came with these modern YZ side panels, plus some stupid ones that are on there now. Let me get those things off of there. It just makes the bike look so ugly, it's crazy. Get these stupid looking things off. The seat won't go on because the funky rear fender they put on here is in the seat brackets. Let me get this nasty looking thing off here. Some people, I swear, oh well, you never know what people are thinking. Okay, and let me pull this tank off. No idea what's going on with that. See what size these are. Probably tens. Oh. It's got a piece of all thread that runs all the way through the frame. So, if somebody really ghettoized this bike, oh, that's not the right size either. All right, grab a wrench here. Not sure what these are. They're probably not even metric. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, since it looks like a piece of all thread running through the tank, through the frame. Big old fender washer in there. The forks hit the gas tank, so that gives you some idea that how bad things are on this bike. All right, let's see what the back here is. Wow, that's crazy. Try a 17. Yep. Okay, that is acting like the threads are messed up. And looking at the threads, they look okay, but it goes so far, then it gets real tight. Real tight. Like it's not going to come off. All right, so I will pull the bracket off of the gas tank. If I have to, I'll get my die grinder out and I'll cut that nut off of there. Not too worried about it as long as I don't booger up the threads on that stud. See if I can, yep, these will come out. Now there's holes drilled in some of the tubes of the frame. I'm gonna have to plug weld those, finish grind them, so the whole thing looks like brand new again. It's got wing nuts on the hose clamps. I don't even know if there's any fuel in this thing. Nope, it's empty. Good. Pull that fuel line off there. Sure is sad what some people do to bikes. Well, they don't know, and they just start piecing things together, make it look like a motorcycle again. That fuel line is as hard as a rock. It's starting to come off. There it is. All right. That piece of crap is off of there. But this is worrying me here. Why will that not come off? Worry about that later. The shock is blown. There's oil everywhere on the shock, but that's no big deal. That can be fixed. Okay, the kill button. All right. But as you can see, right here is the coil they put on. And it's got spade connectors on it. I don't have any clue what that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that off, go get the coil off of my IT400, put that on there, and then we'll check it for spark. So I will be back shortly. Hang in. Okay, everybody. I've been trying to figure out why this thing doesn't have any spark. I went and I pulled the coil off my IT400 and still nothing. I had to mount the coil up closer to the head because it's got a short spark plug wire. I made a jumper wire to plug in the electrical to the coil. Still no spark. So I figured, okay, let me pull the stator cover off and check it out. Well, check out what I found. Take and this whole thing is loose. All the screws in there. Let me get my screwdriver. They're just, look, all of them. And look, no wonder it won't get any spark. So I'm gonna get my dial indicator, put it in the plug hole, and I believe this is 2 degrees before top dead center. I have to line up the marks. But I believe that's what this gets set at. So let me get everything I need for this. Let me raise you guys up here so you can see what's going on better. And I'll put you right here. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's see what's going on. See if I can get spark to this beast. Blow all the styrofoam off of it. You can see where I had to mount the coil. There was a hole there with a wood screw or drywall screw on a ground. Well, I just put a longer screw in it to hold the coil. Let me put this long tip on here. We'll drop this down in there. See if we can find top dead center and then back it off 2 millimeters and reset this ignition. Tighten everything up and we'll see if it works. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to get this all down in there. There's not a lot of room. Man, this is I don't see how I'm going to do it. Can't go up there. Well, maybe if I unscrew this, I can put everything together and then get it down in the hole. But I don't know. Like I said, there is not a lot of room. I don't want to have to pull that shock off. But I have to, I will. Oh, excuse me. Damn cough. Okay. Well, let's see if I can screw this in. Well, I'm going to have to do it this way. Loosen this. So I can spin the housing down in there and hold the hold the micrometer or the dial indicator if I can get this started in the plug hole. Oh, come on. There it goes. Nope, didn't start. I don't think there's enough room with this pipe on there to do this. I need to tilt this adapter further forward. Okay, that's not going to work. Let me get this pipe pulled off and I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Well, this one's got me beat. I set the timing and I've got power going to the coil. I mean, all my connections seem good. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's really rusty in there. Looks pretty bad. I don't have a book on this, so I cannot do a troubleshooting on it. I ordered one, and hopefully it'll be here next week. But until then, this one's going to have to go on the back burner. The shock is blown. It's oil everywhere. Got to rebuild the shock. That's no big deal. But it's going to be a fun project. It's going to be put in the queue. I'll go ahead and start acquiring parts for it. I can get the complete plastic kits for like $200. That's fenders, front and rear fenders, side plates. I need to source a gas tank. I want to get a stock tank for it. The white with the red. Basically just a real good cleanup. I'm gonna have to strip it all the way down. I'll have everything sandblasted. I'll sandblast it and paint it and redo everything, all new wheel bearings. I'm gonna have to pull the wheels completely apart because the spokes are painted. So I have to pull the wheels apart, clean all the spokes, clean the rims, get new tires, sprockets, chain. Need a chain guard for the front. The sprocket cover, it's broke, but I don't see any other damage. It's just other than the cover is broke. But until I get a book on this, I'm at a standstill. So, like I said, this is 75 250 BMX Part 1. Don't know how many parts are going to be into it, but I'll just add them to a playlist. In the meantime, you guys all have a great weekend. Be working on the ATMX, and I'll put the tank on it. See if I can get the carburetor dialed in. Run it up down the street and see what it runs like. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great weekend.